is Genevieve.
Hello.
You said earlier something about May 1st will be the wrap-up date. And
Yeah.
what does that refer to?
I suppose that it has reference to the complete takeover of the by the new government. Maybe a tad. I can just real quickly rehearse what has been done or what's being done.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it goes all the way back to the Civil War. A lot of people don't understand that the whole country has been under military occupation ever since the Civil War. The war has been mislabeled. It was not a war between the states. It was a war of the federal government against the states. And so as a result of that thing that went on there, the whole country came under military occupation, and we've operated that way since. Probably about 7 or 8 years ago, one of my high-level CIA sources told me that the U.S. Army had, in fact, created a full-blown interim government, and they were stationed in West Virginia. So, and they were simply there waiting until such a time that it would be necessary for them to step forward. At this point in history, they have stepped forward, and then there was a certain amount of concern that they were worried that the people might, that this is a military coup. That's nowhere close to it. It's not a military coup. It's, in fact, a correction. So, they went into operation near the start of 2015. And there were certain things that had to happen in order to be recognized as a valid government. Number one, they had to create a national currency. But they lacked gold. They didn't have any gold with which they could comply with Basel III. And so there had to be some things done. And so in consequence of that, the Chinese elders, along about April of 2015, leased $100 billion in gold to the new republic. And they also gave them $385 billion in cash for operational expenses. Now, these are things that I know about. I was informed of these things by my friends in the International. They said, okay, here's what's happened. All right. Now that they had the gold, so they could create a new currency that would be Basel III compliant, they moved forward, and they created what is known as Treasury Reserve Notes. Now, these particular instruments are for use at the government level. But they're not on the street. However, they had been trading in the international. They were being traded in Europe all through the summer, and Japanese stock markets, Forex, and everything. They were trading on them in the fall, so we know it's valid. So we know it's a good currency. Now, for the money on the street, the money that you and I would be using, they have created what's known as United States notes, much like what President Kennedy had created way back in 1963. Some of you have studied that history, you know what I'm talking about. So in any event, those currencies will be the currencies that will come out and be used to facilitate the changeover, and they are being used. They're already in the banks. We have been really surprised that they have not instituted those things, that they haven't released those funds already. But I see the wisdom in what they're doing, And so when this interim government first entered the picture, it was said that General Carter Ham would be the interim president, and then they run into certain roadblocks, most of which were centered with the problems in the Pentagon. They overcame those problems, and so at that point, the Marine Corps General Dunford, a Semper Fi out there for all you Marines, but in any event, General Dunford was selected to be the interim president, because he was appointed by Congress to be the Joint Chief. They got rid of Martin Dempsey finally, thank God for that. But in any event, General Dunford then filled the role at that point as the interim president.